knew that there is racism there. It's different from the racism here. But wow. And I knew that there was like jealousy and envy inside the firm to the newer, sort of fresher, interesting members. But wow, wow, and wow. Talk about what's going on with Meghan Markle and the royals.
I think, first of all, there is no difference, okay, between the racism that plays out in the United States and the racism that plays out in the United Kingdom. There is an institutional power in place that supports a system that allows white privileged men like Jeremy Clarkson to get published with such, vitriol, because there is a system in place that targets those that it wishes to oppress by racializing and marginalizing them. This is white privilege, everybody. Welcome to white privilege. And the reality here when it comes to the royal family, let me tell you, my biggest takeaway, aside from their beautiful love story, of course, is that the real villain in the persecution of Harry and Meghan is the royal family. The royal family is the most powerful and oldest family in Britain, right? And part of one of the oldest institutions. They tacitly fed, approved, turned a blind eye to a toxic combination of misogyny, racism, and sexism against Meghan Markle, a member of their own family. Now, people, please, how am I meant to trust the King, Charles, his Queen Consort, Camilla, or Prince William, or any of the senior royals, when they cannot even protect their own? If they cannot stand up and support their own in terms of mental health, why should I take them seriously when they talk about mental health? If they cannot address issues of racism within their own institution, within their own family, why should I trust them for one single second that they're looking out for somebody like me? So I think that the biggest takeaway is that the family does not want to change. But listen, and I've always questioned the relevance of the monarchy. It's outrightly incompatible with the hard-fought rights that common people like me, those before me, have fought for. It makes no sense. And they keep abusing the power that they have simply for their own use. The only good thing that the royal family have been able to achieve in all of its existence is its own survival.
Welcome, friends. We appreciate your presence on our channel. If you haven't yet, kindly click the subscribe button to stay updated. Today, we turn our attention to an impactful segment that aired on MSNBC's The Readout, hosted by the astute Ann Reid, featuring the incisive Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu. The topic of their discussion, the media coverage targeting Meghan Markle, a narrative woven with threads of racism and misogyny. It's a conversation that throws light on systemic biases within certain media quarters, and the troubling role played by public figures like Jeremy Clarkson in perpetuating such narratives. Dr. Shola and Ann Reid's analysis was not just insightful, but necessary, as they underscored the importance of recognizing and challenging these prejudices to foster a more equitable media landscape. So let's dive deeper. Let's delve into the specifics of this insightful conversation. Media, a mirror to society, sometimes reflects distorted images. This was the crux of the discussion between Ann Reid and Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu on MSNBC's The Readout. In a compelling segment, these two influential figures shed light on the systemic biases within certain media outlets and the troubling role of public figures in perpetuating such narratives. A crucial point in their discussion was the manner in which Meghan Markle has been unfairly vilified by segments of the press. This was not a casual observation, but a serious critique, emphasizing the need for recognizing and challenging these prejudices. They underscored the importance of fostering a more equitable media landscape, where individuals are treated fairly, irrespective of their race, gender, or social status. The conversation also touched upon the roles of public figures in shaping these narratives. It's undeniable that individuals with a public platform have a significant impact on public opinion. One such public figure, Jeremy Clarkson, is known for his controversial remarks that often spark widespread condemnation. His column about Meghan Markle in The Sun was a clear example of such a narrative. The article drew over 25,100 complaints, making it the most complained about piece since the Independent Press Standards Organization's establishment in 2014. This incident underscores the damaging impact of racially charged and misogynistic commentary in mainstream media. By confronting these issues head-on, Dr. Shola and Ann Reid exemplify the critical role of media figures in challenging harmful narratives. They are not just observers, but active participants in the media landscape, using their platforms to advocate for fair treatment of individuals like Meghan Markle. They remind us that media, while a reflection of society, is also a powerful tool that can be used to change society for the better. This brings us to one of the key incidents that sparked widespread controversy. Jeremy Clarkson's column about Meghan was a flashpoint in this narrative. Known for his provocative commentary, Clarkson's remarks about Meghan Markle not only sparked outrage, but also highlighted some deeply ingrained biases within the media. His column, riddled with racially charged language and misogynistic undertones, drew a record-breaking number of complaints. A staggering 25,100 people voiced their dissent, making it the most complained-about piece since the Independent Press Standards Organization's inception in 2014. These numbers are not merely statistics. They represent a growing public consciousness about the damaging impact of such commentary and a collective demand for accountability. It's not just about one controversial column or one outspoken media figure. Clarkson's remarks are symptomatic of a larger issue: systemic racism and sexism within certain media outlets. His words, and the platform that amplified them, contributed to an already troubling narrative. They perpetuated stereotypes, reinforced biases, and vilified an individual who was already under intense scrutiny. The discussion between Ann Reid and Dr. Shola brought to light the unfair vilification Meghan Markle has faced. Meghan's experience with the media is one that's been steeped in bias and prejudice. The focus on her is often not for her philanthropic work or her eloquence, but for perceived slights, her choices, and her very existence in a space traditionally dominated by white faces. One such example was the media's coverage of Meghan's decision to hold a private christening for her son, Archie. The media spun the narrative as Meghan being difficult and secretive, while conveniently overlooking that Prince William and Kate Middleton had similarly chosen a private ceremony for Prince Louis. Another glaring instance of bias was the contrasting portrayal of Meghan and Kate when it came to their pregnancies. While Kate was celebrated for cradling her baby bump, Meghan was criticized and accused of seeking attention for doing the same. This double standard is a clear reflection of the media's prejudiced lens, which Ann Reid and Dr. Shola so rightly highlighted. Furthermore, Meghan's emotional interview where she admitted to struggling with her mental health was met with skepticism and scorn rather than empathy. Dr. Shola and Ann Reid emphasized the importance of recognizing this bias, as it not only vilifies Meghan, but also dismisses the serious issue of mental health. The media's role in shaping public opinion is powerful, and when that power is used to perpetuate harmful narratives, it becomes a tool for systemic oppression. Ann Reid and Dr. Shola's discussion underscores the importance of challenging these prejudices. Their conversation is not only about Meghan Markle, it's about every woman, every person of color, who has been unfairly judged or marginalized. The media's role in shaping public opinion makes it crucial for such biases to be confronted head-on. By recognizing and challenging these biases, we can foster a more equitable media landscape and ensure that individuals like Meghan Markle are treated with the fairness, respect, and dignity they deserve. Ann Reid and Dr. Shola didn't just critique the media, they also advocated for change. In their insightful conversation, they underscored the necessity of media figures in challenging harmful narratives and pushing for fair treatment of individuals like Meghan Markle. They went beyond simply pointing out the issues and served as exemplars of what it means to be advocates for change. Their analysis wasn't merely a critique, it was a call to action. It was a demand for everyone, especially those within the media industry, to take a long, hard look at the systemic biases that are so deeply entrenched within our societies. They reminded us that these prejudices are not just harmful to the individuals they target, such as Meghan Markle, but also to the fabric of our societies. In their conversation, Ann Reid and Dr. Shola shed light on a significant issue that affects not just Meghan Markle, but society at large. They've underscored the systemic biases that permeate certain media outlets, manifesting in racially charged and misogynistic narratives. The vilification of Meghan Markle is a stark example of this prejudice, a disturbing reality that warrants our attention and action. They've also addressed the role of public figures like Jeremy Clarkson, whose damaging commentary only serves to fan the flames of such biases. His controversial column in The Sun, which drew a staggering 25,100 complaints, is a telling testament to the harm such narratives can inflict. The importance of figures like Dr. Shola and Ann Reid, who boldly confront these issues, cannot be overstated. Their advocacy for fair treatment and their commitment to challenging harmful narratives are crucial steps towards a more equitable media landscape. Thank you for joining us in this discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, goodbye.